Ever dream of living in a home fit for royalty, like your very own castle or sprawling palace? Luckily, there are castles all over the world for $1 million or less. They feature stone towers, clifftop views, and sometimes they even have their own moats. But how do they compare to the most expensive royal residences nearby? From Russia's incredibly expensive Winter Palace to Germany's famous Neuschwanstein Castle, these places come with priceless art and history and are worth anywhere from $200 million to more than $60 billion. Ready to explore the world's most famous castles and fortresses to see if they're worth all the fuss? Then let's dive in. Modern meets vintage in Moscow, where you'll find this $970,000 castle surrounded by trees and featuring plenty of tall windows in its highest tower. The multi-level home includes 6 bedrooms with large wardrobes, 7 bathrooms, a living room, music room, and a game room. The castle is the perfect mix of the old and new. The outside of the home definitely shows its age, but also its historic value. The facade is made of fine-grained granite, limestone, and bricks. Russia's most expensive castle is much bigger than this quaint little property. It's the $6.4 billion Winter Palace in St. Petersburg. The main difference between a castle and a palace is that a castle is fortified against invaders. Think thick stone walls and cannons. Palaces are the more modern and expensive choice for royals, now that there are better security options available. The Winter Palace was the official residence of the Russian royal family. It sprawls over 645,000 square feet and contains 1,500 rooms, all brimming with treasures. There are Egyptian mummies, classical Greek sculptures, and even diamond-encrusted Fabergé eggs. Based on land alone, the Winter Palace is worth $1.44 billion, and all of these treasures add an additional $5 billion to its value. $1 million in China's castle market won't get you a fairy tale home since China doesn't have a huge castle market to begin with. But $1 million is what some of China's oldest castles and fortresses are worth now that they've fallen into ruin. The Guia Fortress, built around 1622, is part of Chinese history, but its view has been obstructed and it's been neglected by the government, despite it being a heritage site. Still, it's a pretty cool structure. It has a lighthouse, chapel, ancient stone walls, and cannons. However, China's most opulent palace puts this little fortress to shame. This is the Forbidden City Complex in Beijing, the former Chinese imperial palace and winter residence of the Emperor of China from the Ming Dynasty to the end of the Qing Dynasty. The land here alone is worth $19.6 billion, with about $50 billion worth of treasures in the palace's museum. The historic property has more than 90 palace quarters and courtyards, 980 buildings, and over 8,728 rooms. France is known for having some amazing chateaux for sale, like this gorgeous $1.06 million property made up of a castle, hunting lodge, and caretaker's house. There are 10 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Plus, the home features a huge wine cellar, modern kitchen, and a basement recreation area. The home comes with over 7 acres of land, and it's kept private with lots of 100-year-old trees. But how does it compare to the iconic Palace of Versailles? Transformed from a regal hunting lodge into a palace in the late 17th century, it features 700 rooms, including the stunning Hall of Mirrors. The palace and its grounds are filled with treasures, including 5,000 pieces of antique furniture, 6,000 notable paintings, 400 sculptures, and 1,400 fountains. The building itself and its contents are worth around $10 billion, while the land adds another $40 billion to its value. In the UK, $914,000 will get you this quaint castle in Bucks. It features lots of private land and trees, oak beams and flooring, high ceilings, and a fireplace. The castle is completely modernized without losing its vintage charm. The second floor offers 2 double ensuite bedrooms, all with heated flooring. You can also get the stairs to a rooftop terrace with 360-degree views of the surrounding countryside. The most expensive royal residence nearby is, of course, Buckingham Palace. The Queen's famous home is worth over $5 billion when you account for all the artwork and furniture inside. But the Queen also has an expensive royal castle to call home. Windsor Castle is the world's largest occupied castle at approximately 484,000 square feet. In total, the residence is estimated to be worth $300 million. This is Nakatsu Castle in Japan. It was originally listed for $2.3 million, but the castle ended up selling for way under that, about $500,000. But that was just for the castle itself. The land around it almost doubles its price, bringing the castle's current worth to about $900,000. The current building is a reproduction built of reinforced concrete and completed in 1964. It comes with classic castle features like a stone wall and a seawater moat. Nearby is one of Japan's most expensive castles and tourist attractions, Osaka Castle. It's estimated that building an exact replica of the castle and its grounds today would cost $766 million. The castle grounds, which cover approximately 15 acres, contain 13 historic structures, including gates, turrets, wells, and storehouses. The castle tower resembles the original, but is entirely modern on the inside and features an elevator. The tower is home to an informative museum about the castle's rich history. Let's head to Germany, where this castle in Bavaria that dates back to 1561 is on sale for a reasonable $640,000, which seems too good to be true, right? Well, it is, because the castle needs a few $100,000 worth of renovation to its exterior and foundation. So you'd have to sink about $1 million into this place. But for that money, you'll get a moat, a ready-to-occupy apartment, a rustic kitchen, and a private courtyard. Meanwhile, Germany's most expensive castle is straight out of a fairy tale. In fact, it was the inspiration for Cinderella's castle at Walt Disney World. This is Neuschwanstein Castle, commissioned to be built as a personal hideaway by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, popularly known as Mad King Ludwig. Construction began in 1868 but was never completed. Only 14 rooms were finished out of a planned 200. But what is finished is absolutely breathtaking. The castle features limestone cladding, interior walls depicting stunning murals, and a grotto with artificial rocks and waterfalls. Even unfinished, the castle is estimated to be worth between $250 and $300 million. So imagine how much it would be worth if it was completed. Imagine spending your days basking under the Tuscan sun on the balcony of your very own Italian castle. For $1.05 million, you could enjoy all the luxury of this 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom royal home. Reconstructed and renovated in 2006 with a pool and chestnut beams, the property features 6 acres of land, arched stone doors, fireplaces, and patios. It's exactly what you'd imagine a modern castle to look like. But it still doesn't hold a candle to Italy's most impressive palace, Doge's Palace in Venice. Inside, you'll find the Hall of the Great Council, where the Venetian Parliament sat, and the giant staircase, also known as Scala d'Oro, with rich gold decoration. Another iconic feature is the fresco entitled Il Paradiso, located directly above the Doge's throne. It's thought to be the world's largest canvas painting ever. When you include all of the priceless art and the museum's treasures, as well as its unique Gothic architecture, the palace is estimated to be worth more than $300 million. Do you want to build your own castle? As of 2021, it's estimated to cost $325 to $600 per square foot to construct a castle, taking into consideration the materials and textiles that you'll need. Thanks for watching.